So yes, like we go to the gym, we train, work out, but you have to really train the mind, because if you don't
Mm-hmm.
train the mind, you're always gonna revert back to what you did before. So like
Mm-hmm.
you got like it's almost like you gotta train the mind to break your bad habits,
Mm-hmm.
because like things you used to do. So you gotta like real so that the analogy I used in the video was, think of your body as a car and your mind as the driver. The
Mm-hmm.
body's only gonna do what the mind tells it to do. So
Mm-hmm.
if you believe that you're gonna be fit and you're gonna be you want to do this, the body will like listen. All right, this is, like this is what we want to do. Okay, this is what we want to do. All right, let's do this.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast, your source for living a healthier lifestyle and developing a better mind, body, and soul. Through guidance, tips, and stories of highly successful fitness gurus, athletes, and individuals who are passionate about enhancing all aspects of life, we provide you with the tools to help you take your lifestyle to another level. And now your host, Quinn Mitchell.
Welcome to Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. This is your host, Quinn Mitchell. Today I have a very special guest. Tarishi is an awesome poet, and he's also a fitness enthusiast. How are you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, brother.
So for people not familiar with you, would you mind giving a brief introduction about yourself?
My name is Tarishi Shuler. I was born in New Haven, Connecticut. I live in Brooklyn, New York now. And doing poetry, spoken word for about over 25 years. I traveled the country, outside the world, performed in Spain, Japan, opened for Saul Williams,
Mm-hmm.
former President Clinton, um, Dwale, um, and and a few others. I can't remember. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
That's awesome, man. So what? So I know because recently you've been working on your body. You just trying to get into bodybuilding. So what motivated you to get started in that?
So always been athletic. So I had like a 7 year background in martial arts. I
Mm-hmm.
stopped doing the martial arts because I had two hernia repairs, one on each side. But I still was active. So I still ran. I did my track like that. What what motivated me, which actually got me to get back into it, was one day, like it was like over some 2 years ago. I was getting stressed out over situations, and I didn't notice I was gaining weight. And you know how they
Mm-hmm.
say you can't see the forest for the trees, until one my day, my friend, she poked me and like to bring attention, like, "Hey, Tarishi, what's going on? You're gaining a lot of weight." I said, "Oh wow." And there's this thing I used to do. I do all the time. Like, how you do the pull-ups,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's called, I don't know, I don't know the proper name for it. But while you do the pull-up, I take my legs and I flip my whole body around.
Mm.
So I used to do it all the time. So what ended up happening was, the summer of 2019, I was trying to do that again, and I couldn't lift my foot up. I can't lift my foot up to the bar.
Wow.
I said, "Oh shoot, wait, I can't. Something I love, enjoy doing, I can't do no more. All right, there's a problem. We need to get back into. I need to get back in the gym." And that's what it said. You know what? I met with a trainer, and then I had three goals. One goal was, I want to look right for a play I was going to do. The second goal was, I want to look nice for my birthday, which was on the 17th of March. And then I said, I'm gonna go all out and do a bodybuilding competition.
Mm-hmm. So what were some of your biggest obstacles when you first started?
Like the biggest obstacle, eating. Yeah.
Mm.
How they say, the and a lot of people know, like, diet is the most important. It's like a 70% diet, 30% weights.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard because, like, I have a sweet tooth. I love sweets. So the first month, you're good at it. And then the second month, I had a lot of setbacks. I'll sneak, even though
Mm-hmm.
no one's around. Like how they say is, like, you could lie, but body don't lie.
Yeah.
So every month I'll get an assessment. And the first month, the trainer was like, "You're good." And the second month,
Mm-hmm.
my trainer was like, "Yo, what's up? You slip it somewhere." And I told him,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I had a couple ice cream sandwiches here and there." And then that's when I realized, like, every single month as it got closer to my birthday, the first goal I just failed. I failed the first goal, but the
Mm-hmm.
second goal I made. I I was 2 months out, and I like really dug in and made sure I ate all my meals, six meals a day. Make sure I ate
Wow.
them on time. Make sure I weighed them out. My four egg whites and half a cup of oatmeal for breakfast. No
Mm-hmm.
sugar, no soda, no alcohol. Um, protein shake for my next meal with a banana, 5 almonds, and then after that it was like just chicken, broccoli, and brown rice.
Wow.
Just weighing it out on the scale, 4 ounces, 4 ounces. Yeah.
Hmm. So boy, I know it could be tough for you when you first started. Even when it comes to people just working out in general, is the motivation factor. I noticed there was some days you didn't even feel like getting up, going to the gym. So what actually made you dig in and say, "I got to get this done"? Like, how did you stay motivated?
So what made me stay motivated was like, so for me, it was like and for anything you want to do is like you ask the question, how bad do you want it? How
Hmm.
bad do you want this goal? So some people say like that's hard. So my thing is like I like say, so let's compare something that you accomplished, whether it was you want to get your degree in school, or you wanted to buy that car, or you wanted to buy that house. And no matter what it was, name something you accomplished, and then you have to ask yourself, what did I do to accomplish that? You made
Hmm.
all the necessary sacrifices to get that. So it's kind of like the same thing with bodybuilding. You got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And for me, the hardest part was actually just getting out the house to get in the car to go to the gym. Once I got in the
Hmm.
car, I'm gone. So I say like, get up, get in the car. I just forced myself, and I made sure I stuck to it a minimum at least 4 times a week. But when the
Wow.
gyms were open, I was in it 6 times a week.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing, man. Because like I said, it's for an average dude. Even for me, sometimes when I was training, I know it's hard. Just because everybody has those days where you get
Yeah,
up and it's just not that day for you.
yeah, I had those days too where I'll tell my trainer like, hey, boom, can we switch to instead of today? Can we go to come tomorrow? He's like, yeah, yeah. So like, all right, cool, great, boom. So
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes you're going to need rest, which is another important thing. Rest is like
Mm-hmm.
extremely is paramount for bodybuilding.
Yeah. So another thing, because the video you had sent me, your body transformation, I noticed that you talked about your mental health as well, and I don't think a lot of people really correlate mental health in their working out and how they intertwine. So could you just talk about that a little bit?
So for me personally, I was like I broke it down in 3 segments. Physical is the first part, and then the mental aspect. So yes, like we go to the gym, we train, work out, but you have to really train the mind, because if you don't train the mind, you're always gonna revert back to what you did before. So like
Mm-hmm.
you got like it's almost like you gotta train the mind to break your bad habits,
Mm-hmm.
because like things you used to do. So you gotta like real so that the analogy I used in the video was, think of your body as a car and your mind as the driver. The
Mm-hmm.
body's only gonna do what the mind tells it to do. So
Mm-hmm.
if you believe that you're gonna be fit and you're gonna be you want to do this, the body will like listen. All right, like this is what we want to do. Okay, this is what we want to do. All right, let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
So that so make sure you have a healthy mind. Um, meditating. Make sure you like have clear conscience. Whatever you want to do that help you get your mind right. You definitely exercise your mind, and learning about the physical aspects of the body, and like all the like nutrition and everything like stuff that comes with
Yeah, and something that you left out that I really thought was awesome too is like your journal, your notebook that you used to write down all your goals and stuff. And could you talk about that a little bit? How that really
it.
helped
So
you out?
so no, that definitely helped me out, because my thing is like, so now so in the beginning was I'll write down whatever I ate throughout the day, and
Mm-hmm.
then that way I go back and I say, all right, boom, this is where I made a mistake at. I know I shouldn't have ate that ice cream sandwich. I know I shouldn't have snuck off. We got some fries from that fast food place. So now once I got acclimated and I'm in the system, now I kind of went backwards. Now I just put a check mark in the journal saying
Mm-hmm.
I ate all my meals. I did everything I'm supposed to do. Now the only thing I write in the journal is, what meal did I miss? So
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's like a diary journal, a way to keep yourself personally accountable for yourself. Almost like thing like you have a checkbook. You have a
Mm-hmm.
checkbook. You want to see how much money you're spending. You want to see where your money's going, where your money's coming in at. So same thing you want to do with your body. You want to see what food I'm taking out and what food I'm bringing into my body.
Nah, and I can attest to that as well because I know when I used to train, I used to have a notebook as well. And like even at the end of the day, when before you go to sleep, just seeing everything checked off, that made you feel good about yourself at the end of the day.
it definitely made me feel good about myself, and then that's also even when I messed up, it made me realize, all right, cool, I made a and the one thing is like I learned not to be too hard on yourself. You all gonna make
Mm,
mistakes. So I said, okay, I made a mistake. So all right, let's do better tomorrow. Let's make sure tomorrow
mm-hmm,
we don't mess up. So my trainer will say, like, and on the road to fitness, you have bumps and potholes. You're always gonna hit some bumps, and a bump might slow you down, but you pick right back up and keep going. What you want to avoid are the potholes, because the
mm-hmm,
potholes are what's gonna like probably damage you and have you stagnant for a minute, and then
mm-hmm.
the potholes are gonna make you want to start back all over again. And your idea is
Gotcha.
like to avoid the potholes, but you can have some bumps.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's awesome. That's an awesome analogy. Another thing I wanted to ask you as well, because I know you're a busy man. I know you're always on the road. So how is it that you balance out you balance out working out in your personal life? So is it something that you do specifically that helps you balance everything out throughout your day?
So so somebody said we make time for what's important,
Mm,
and and then we compartmentalize things that are important to us. So my thing is like I already know my work schedule for the week. So this is my work schedule. So I know everything else I need to do for the week. So now same thing. You just got to have a calendar. Like okay, I'm gonna work out on this day at this time. Work on this day and this time. So I was working in Connecticut and teaching poetry classes in Harlem,
mm-hmm,
and I noticed that the poetry classes I was teaching in Harlem was interrupting with my schedule of working out. So I said to myself, okay, boom, once this contract is done with, I'm not gonna renew the contract. I'm just gonna just when they ask me, do you want to come back next season? I'm saying no, I'm gonna take a break because I gotta focus on some other things. So I
mm,
stopped doing the poetry just for that one season to focus on the bodybuilding. So I want to make sure I get to the gym every single day at the same time that I go.
mm-hmm. That's definitely awesome. So are there any tips that you would give to men just starting to work out that would basically if they're not so basically saying if they took a break from working out and they want to get back into it, are there any tips that you could give?
Oh yeah. So my thing is be like, so for those that, so all right, let's start with those that didn't work out. If you
Mm-hmm,
didn't work out, you never worked out before. Ask yourself, what are your goals? Like, why you want to do this? What's your purpose
mm-hmm,
doing this? It could be as it could be as vain, whatever it is. Like, hey, I want to have a good body. Cool, that's your goal. It's all about being honest with yourself about the goal you want and following
mm-hmm,
through with that goal. And for those that worked out and they like fell off and they want to get back into it, that's okay. My thing is like you have muscle. It has they call muscle memory. You worked out before, so now
mm-hmm,
your muscle memory is going to remember. Oh shoot, I used to have muscle. So it's all you are you're already familiar with the routine of working out, with going to the
mm-hmm.
gym. So now it's like okay, cool. You took a break. Now it's time to get back on the horse and just start off slow and build your way back up. Because like let's say like your max peak was like benching 300 pounds. You're not gonna go back to benching 300 pounds. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
go back to building your stuff up again. So like yes, and it's all about moving at your pace and always comparing. Don't try to compare yourself to anybody else. Just worry about your body and where you at, because everybody's
Mm-hmm.
body is different, and just focus on yourself, and then that'll be you be straight.
Man, those are awesome words of advice. And one more question I want to ask you before I let you
Oh
go,
yeah, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah.
because I know you're passionate about poetry. So what made you actually get into that? Because that was something I'm always interested about you because you're really nice with it. So what is something that got you started with that and passionate about that?
So what got me into poetry was like I grew up in like in the hip hop era, and originally I wanted to be a rapper, so I was trying to do my rap thing. And then I
Mm-hmm.
got into college. My friends were telling me like, dude, you sound more like a poet than a rapper. And I said, oh. So I tried. Listen, let me go try out for the Apollo, and actually I won on the Apollo in New York,
Wow.
doing third place.
Well,
And I said to myself,
congratulations.
you know what? Thank you. So I said, no, maybe I got a shot at this poetry thing. So then I started training and more and more. So what really got me into like is the fact that like I enjoy telling stories and telling our stories or telling my personal stories, telling my experience. So I started off writing a lot of love poems and like so people could be like be motivated by the love poems and stuff like that. And then
Mm-hmm.
now I started telling poems about social injustice and poems about spirituality. Now I'm just like immersed in it. I love it. And that's how it became my passion. And I'm never turning back. So now it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing both the poetry and the bodybuilding. And once the bodybuilding is done, I'm gonna go back to my martial arts.
Got you. That's awesome. But the thing I want to ask you is because a lot of people don't really understand. You have to have a certain mindset to get into when you let's say even in your when you're training or even when you're writing poetry. There's a certain mindset that you really have to tap into that a lot of people really don't understand. Like you have to get literally a tunnel vision of focus. So what really gets you into that mode or into that zone per se?
Hmm. For the poetry or bodybuilder or both?
For both.
Okay, so for the poetry, what gets me in that zone is anything that moves me. If something I have to connect with it, and once I connect with it, I feel these are things that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about talking about domestic violence. I'm passionate about talking about racial and equality. I'm passionate about talking about love and positive relationships. So I'm passionate about those things. So I like those are my passion that drives me to want to write these poems and share my stories or stories that I've experienced. For the bodybuilding, I'm passionate about that too because it's like as I've been doing this, it reminds me of martial arts. You think of bodybuilding, we always think of it just about just going there, lifting weights, it's like that. Nah, it's like it's a discipline. It's a lifestyle, and the more I got into it, I realized, yo, this is like martial arts. And then like the conversations that I had with my trainer, it reminds me of conversations I would have with my sensei when I was doing martial arts. And everything in the gym is a learning experience, and it applies to a lot of stuff in life. You might not think it, but once you get into it, you realize, oh wow, this is really deep. And I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak. I could definitely speak for my trainer and myself. For me, bodybuilding is it's very humbling. It's like very humbling. It's not about. It's not about. For some, it might be different. I can only speak for myself. For me, it's a humbling. To take the time and discipline yourself and build on your body, and that's what drives me to keep doing it.
No, that's really awesome, man. And so for people that's wondering, how can they get in contact with you? Would you mind giving your contact information?
Oh yeah, so they can find me on any social media platform at 13th Midnight. The number one, numeral 13th Midnight on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook. On Facebook, it'll probably be Tarishi Midnight Shuler, Tarishi Midnight Midnight Shuler Shuler. So
and I greatly appreciate you, man. And one last question I want to ask you before I let you go.
Definitely.
Is something I ask all the people I really that come on the interviews. What is something that you're most grateful for?
Ooh, something I'm most grateful for. Family and friends. I'm grateful for family and friends because my family and my friends, family is family, and like family is always gonna be there to support you. And then when you don't have family, you have your friends, and sometimes your friends are just as close and important as your family. And I'm grateful for having the right right family members and the right friends around me as a support system that motivated me. Because my best friends, they were there to motivate me to get me back to bodybuilding, and not back in bodybuilding, get me back to being in shape and back my journey. So I'm grateful for my family and my friends and new opportunities that await.
And like I said, man, I really appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me. Like I said, you gave some great pointers.
No problem, brother. I think you've had me. This is dope. This is dope.
Yes, sir. So I'm definitely going to send me your information. I'm going to definitely leave it in the contact bio. I'm going to have it on Apple Podcasts and YouTube so people can get in contact with you. And like I said, I really appreciate you taking time out to talk to me today and give great advice.
Anytime, brother.
Yes,
anytime.
Sir.
Hit me up anytime. We do this anytime. Chop it up. So, yo,
yes,
I see you on the stage.
I appreciate you. Yes, sir.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of Q's Health and Wellness Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe or to leave us a review on iTunes or the listening platform of your choice. Also, please check us out at quinnmitchellii.com, as well as find us on Instagram for more useful content and resources.